So, remember this clearance job where I said we've got a fence to put up, got some shrubs to clear. Now it will open this area up, so this will need a fence putting up because that one's shot to bits. From the road, this side has a wall, but as I said, if you look at the flat area, that's infill and rubbish that's been dumped. So it's a matter of taking out this tree belt here, and it will open it up from the road so people will actually be able to see in through the summer and alert the police or the wardens or anything better than they can now when they can't see them. And you just hear a groan which could be miles away there off the motorbikes. So that's something we will start this week, and get onto this and try and make a hole in it. And just from the outside you can see that it will have a better view once it's opened up from there. And the big tree belt, you can see it's more of a bank now, so you can see how high it is. It's about 3 metres, wait, 2.5 metres in the middle. And the stuff we've pulled out, decent sized stuff, it opens it up to the road. Didn't get any footage of the chipping because it was that busy, but today the plan is to get a bit of footage with the stump grinder, taking out some of the stumps, making a start. Like I say, some decent sized stuff. We did have a day's chipping. We got a little bit left because we didn't get it all done, as you can imagine, because it was a big job. But a bit of snow on the, well, not snow but ice on the ground. And in the back we've got our SG35 stump grinder, so we're going to get a bit of stump grinding done today, and we'll get a little bit of footage. makes this tick is these little diamond tipped things here. There's eight on them, so they're steel diamond tipped, and what it is, there's a thread through there and a bolt on the end. So I've just ordered 8 of these at £80, £10 each. If things start to wear, you've got to replace all these other things, but for the use I get, it's just these top tips here that need replacing, so, and not very often. So that is down below ground level there. There's a couple of bits left to take off here, which I'm going to blow now, and then we'll go over it again. So we're about 4 inches below the soil there, which is good enough to chuck back over for the type of job it is. If we're trying to dig something like that out by hand, be on all day with an axe and a spade and everything, with a machine, it would take up a huge amount of this and it would just make a big mess. This machine's done it in 12 minutes. So got this 8-inch one next. So the smaller, the easier. If you look at that, we're about 6 inches there, we've took it down, and 6 inches below ground level. Bit of soil over, like that. Level it up, bit of seed on, and you'll never know it was there. So that is the majority of these stumps out of there. As we come up the hill, we've got a few big ones to do there. All these ones are out. There's a couple of big ones there. So 11:30, halfway through the stump job. Well, probably just over halfway, although some of the remaining ones are quite big. Halfway through the stump job now. Unfortunately, I've got an afternoon job booked in, so that one there will have to be done in 2 half days. I've got to go now and take 3 stumps out on a private job. So I dropped 3 conifers, 10-foot conifers about November time, and I've been meaning to get back. It's been no hurry because the back of someone's garden, but I did say I'd get back when I had the stump grinder out, and here we are 4 months later. So good to get back today, because it means that I'll get paid for the conifers that I took out in November. So happy days. So we'll go and do these this afternoon, get finished off, put a bit of soil in afterwards, and that'll be it. Walk away from the job. But coming back to that one there, like I said, we've got a little bit of chipping left to do. We've got a little bit of stump grinding, and then basically in 4 weeks' time, all I am going to do is come along with the little rotavator, just till over the surface, a couple inches, just to loosen it all up. Now, by setting the rotavator at 2 inches rather than the 6 inches that it usually cuts at, it means that I won't hit any tree stumps that are in there. So if I left it at the 6 inches that it usually cuts at, I would be hitting those stumps. And the reason I've only ground them to that level is this is just a rough area. It's nothing flash. People always comment when I grind stumps that you haven't ground them low enough and you should be grinding them all the way out. On areas like this, all it needs is for you to grind them to sort of 4 inches, 6 inches below, and then what tends to happen after that is you'll put some soil over, and yes, in years to come, in 10-20 years, these tree roots will rot away, and there might be it might sink a bit, but apart from that, that's all that'll happen. In gardens, as I've said before, if people are planting plants, or if people are going to dig out for drive or something, I will grind right down as much as I can, as much as needed. But like I say, these stumps, and you're also, if you looked where I was grinding them, you grind the centre out, so they're not going to grow back. You're not going to get any saplings coming off us. Because what happens is if you just cut a tree off at the ground where you see tree surgeons cut them off at 4 inch, and then obviously leave them where councils don't have any money to do it, they sprout leaders up the side, and that's because you've left all that growth. And if you don't put an eco plug in, then they're still going to, well, a lot of them will grow, 1 or 2 will die off. But by grinding sort of the middle, it grinds the life out of the tree stumps, and like I say, you're guaranteed that they won't come back. So a little bit left to do on the job there, but the majority of it's done. I can't praise these SG30 from Camon enough. It really is a terrific machine for the money I paid. I think it was, at the time, I think it was 3.5 or something. And like I've said before, it's paid for itself in hire. It's paid for itself on jobs numerous times. So it's something that's paid for itself a couple of times over. Which, unfortunately, not all my equipment's like that, as people know. But it's good to have something that you do get a good ROI on, and these are the ones. And it's something that in the winter, if you're looking for something to make extra money, if you bang leaflets out, everybody's got a tree stump, or every other person's got a tree stump in a garden that they've had cut off years ago, and it's just there. And if you can get these tree stumps all added up in a day, 50, 80, 100 pound, whatever size they are, depending on the size. I start mine at 50. But if you can get a day's work, you can go around potentially with one of these machines. You can make 700, 800 pound in a day. Well, that's a lot of money to make off one machine for one day. So it's worth looking into things like this if you're looking for things to fill up winter. I don't think it's a risk myself. I think you will get work for it once you start advertising it, because it's quite surprising. But in my area alone, there's a hell of a lot of tree surgeons. Yes, the really big tree surgeons have them, but the small guys who have a pickup and a chipper and everything, they don't seem to have stump grinders, and obviously they cut it to the ground level and everything. And if you have one, it's an extra money on the job. So it's extra money on the job. So they're definitely worth having. So that is it for today. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next one.